I'll do your voice too, dude. All right, name, tag, age.
Jose Vera, and my tag is MaNiAcJaCe, and I'm 26.
All right, Jace. So I've noticed throughout the years, because you used to play Smash 4, that you've really improved throughout the years. And how do you feel? Like, what do you do that makes you feel like you've gotten better and stuff? And like, what's your thought process behind that?
Well, it was really hard, like at a point, because I felt like I plateaued. So I had to figure out what I was doing wrong. So I would actually not look at ways to do stuff differently in Smash or ways to practice. I would actually like search up ways how to learn, how to learn like a new skill or new things. And I eventually learned that you had to apply a certain process to that, on how to learn a new skill, how to master a skill. And eventually, like applying that, I was able to, get better more consistently. So so I tried to figure out what I was doing wrong and how to optimize everything that I'm doing, and eventually like I just started getting better, like after researching all that stuff.
Yeah, and like I said, it's crazy because I've seen you throughout the years of you getting better. I know you host a lot of tournaments. Does that help with the Smash grind? There's also Smash Fest, right, in Brownsville?
Yeah, that actually helps a lot. There's like everybody just gets together over there, all the Brownsville people, and just play friendlies and just teach each other certain matchups, tell each other what to do in certain situations. So yeah, that actually does help a lot. Um, and also, I like having like a staple tournament, for people to go to in Brownsville, because I know most of them are like here in the Upper Valley. So I like having a tournament in the Lower Valley that everybody can go to. So yeah.
All right, so I know you're a very quiet guy. A lot of people really don't know a lot about you, I would say. And the reason I bring that up is because I know a lot of people are curious on like how do you think like Brownsville is versus the our Harlingen side and McAllen? Do you have anything to say about that?
I think we're like underrated, like the Lower Valley. Yeah, I think like we're better than most people think, but sometimes people can't get like transportation to the stack tournaments. So like people here can get ease of access to coming to these big tournaments, but eventually like I hope that Brownsville people can come more often to these stack tournaments up here, and it is happening because like people started like taking carpools and stuff over here. So I hope to see more Brownsville people, and at the top, you know. So
So I know recently we've started getting more carpools up to Brownsville. Do you feel like it makes it easier for you to get better in that way, knowing that sometimes you could just take a break and stay at the house nearby with a tournament game?
yeah, actually, like, and yeah, I've seen carpools come from up here too, over there, and yeah, that actually helps. Like everybody over there as well, not just me. Just grind it out and learn new things. Because I know like there's like I feel like Lower Valley and Upper Valley like have different ways of thinking, like for some reason. So like it's good to have like and talking about the game specifically. So I feel that actually helps like everybody combine their ideas and just get better in general. So so yeah, it does make it kind of easier in that sense.
So I know I was joking about this earlier, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about bracket demons. Do you feel with people you constantly lose to, or maybe like constantly win to, even how do you go about adjusting that? You go back into it. You play them a lot. Brownsville, a tournament series that they play a lot, right? So how do you feel about knowing that you lose a lot to this person? What do you go about that approach?
Well, I just like try to, I just like look at VODs over and over and try to see what I can do better. I mean, it's a slow process sometimes. Or sometimes might not be thinking of the best things that you could do. But but just keep reviewing, keep applying certain new things that you think would be better in the matchup or so, and and yeah, and sometimes like you'll play this person like so many times, and eventually like like every single like situation, and sometimes like you try to adapt to it, but the situation just happens one way because the game is just pretty fast paced. So it's kind of hard to get like that adaptation going when you play one person so many times. But yeah, like you just keep reviewing your matches and trying to go over what you did wrong, what you can apply better, and eventually hope for the best.
And I would say you're probably one of the better players in RGB when it comes to adaptation. Like the first season, you weren't really ranked. You were finding a character, you really go in. And, this season you found a character and you're getting all these good wins. You even went to Houston to be deluxe. Do you feel stuck with Ike now that you've messed around with the game quite a bit and like the way you're adapting to like more matchups and stuff? How do you feel about that?
I mean, yeah, I feel like, well, not really stuck, but like, because most people say Ike is easy, like he's like one of the easier characters to play in Ultimate. But I mean, playing him at a high level, like it actually requires, very complex like thinking, playing him at a high level because he is very simple. He's one of the more simpler characters, but with his tools and everything, you do have to know what can you apply against this certain character, what can you do against this certain option. So yeah, like I've enjoyed Ike a lot and playing him, and I feel like just like learning the tiniest things of what I can do against certain characters has made me like better overall because he seems like a very fundamental character, like who just like optimizes your fundamentals. So yeah, like I've really enjoyed like how Ike has made my game a lot better. So yeah.
All right. So like I was saying earlier, you've gotten really better from the first season to second season. Do you have any goals coming into the next season, the third season?
I actually just want to get back to my top 5. Like because in Smash 4 I was like ranked 4th at some point. So that's my goal for like the third season, to get back into top 5, and get those upsets and stuff.
Yeah. Well, actually, real quick, let's talk about the top 5. How do you see yourself against them? And a lot of people, when you ask them, "Oh, I don't know what to do against the best player, the second best player. I'm really stuck. Like, I don't think I'll ever beat them." What's your mindset between the top players?
On how to play against them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when I'm playing against them, it's just mostly like trying to better your adaptation. Like because once you play like a certain character over and over, you just find out the certain, like for example, like if you didn't know like that like for example Sonic auto cancels like Nair, for example, and then can do a certain move out of it to punish you, then you're never going to be able to deal with that. Like you'll try to punish the Nair and you won't be able to. So like for example with Blue, like I would actually always like go super aggro against his Sonic, and I figured out that you just can't do that. Especially with Ike, you gotta be like super patient. So you just gotta figure out what kind of mindset you need to have, and like you can't always have the same mindset with every character. So some characters, of course, you need to like be in aggro mode sometimes, but some characters you just gotta be super patient, and I think that's like the hard part sometimes. It's knowing what kind of mentality you need to have against certain characters. So like you sometimes may need to have like a hard patience mentality, when other times you just need to have like pretty aggro mentality. That was the difficult part for me at some point, but I feel like I'm finding the balance between it, like in these upcoming matches that I've had.
All right, well, Jace, undefeated Ocelot's champion, one might say. Any last shout outs to anything? Anybody you want to thank or anything?
Yeah, all the fellow Brownsville peeps that help me practice all the time, and my girlfriend Pixie, who always comes out with me to every event. So I really appreciate that a lot, and yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching.